Welcome to BookPilot, your destination for powerful ideas from the world's most impactful books. Okay, let's dive right into this by starting with Sun Tzu's absolutely most famous maxim: all warfare is based on deception. Now, that sounds like something meant strictly for an ancient battlefield, right? But what if I told you that this 2,000-year-old military manual is actually a masterclass in modern human psychology?
Today, we're unpacking The Art of War by Sun Tzu. This is easily one of the most intensely studied books by top founders, world leaders, and even elite athletes. And the central idea here isn't really about violence at all. It's about strategy, positioning, and understanding human nature. The reason this book matters so much today is that whether you're navigating a ridiculously tough office rivalry, trying to manage a relationship, or literally just battling your own internal fears, the strategies in this text are playing out right in front of you every single day. We're going to see exactly how Sun Tzu's timeless advice can be used as a practical framework to set yourself up to win.
Here is our roadmap for this audio summary. 1. The art of winning. 2. Phase 1. Prepare first. 3. Phase 2. Strategic movement. 4. Phase 3. Clear perception. And 5. The ultimate takeaway. Section 1. The art of winning. Redefining victory. So we have to start here because Sun Tzu completely redefines the very concept of victory right out of the gate. Let's be honest, most of us have this raw, ordinary human instinct when we face a challenge. We want to fight head-on, crush the opposition, and win loudly. We want to humiliate the loser. But Sun Tzu's strategy is entirely counterintuitive. He argues that the absolute best outcome is to take what you want completely intact without destroying it or fighting at all. Think about Genghis Khan back in the 13th century. He built a reputation that was so terrifying, yet he consistently spared the people who surrendered peacefully. Because of that, entire cities would just open their gates to him before a single punch was thrown. He won through his reputation, which saved an enormous amount of time and resources. Section 2. Phase 1. Prepare first. Setting yourself up to win. Most people rush to start things, right? They act first and then try to think later. Sun Tzu demands the complete opposite. To effectively plan, he gives us 5 absolutely essential metrics to measure any conflict. First is moral law. This is the absolute trust between a leader and their team. It's exactly like how the explorer Ernest Shackleton's crew trusted him so deeply, which is literally the only reason they survived being stranded in the Antarctic ice. Second is heaven, meaning the timing and conditions you just don't control. Think of General Eisenhower delaying the D-Day invasion by 24 hours just to catch a tiny narrow break in the weather. Then there's Earth, the actual terrain or market you're operating in. Fourth is the commander. A leader has to balance benevolence with strictness. And fifth is method and discipline, because relying on solid built-in systems will always outlast your fleeting daily motivation. So the crucial point really comes down to this simple question: how many scenarios have I actually thought through? Ask yourself this before your next big career move or a really tough conversation. If your answer is none, remember that charging in blindly without running the numbers isn't bravery. It's just being completely unprepared and falsely calling it confidence. Sun Tzu also throws out a massive warning about the danger of dragging out a conflict. Just look at the timeline of the ancient Peloponnesian War between Athens and Sparta. In year 1, Athens was immensely rich, but they stayed at war for 30 long years. By the end of it, they had completely bled themselves dry. They weren't even really defeated by Spartan brilliance. They defeated themselves just by refusing to stop. Whether we're talking about an ancient empire or a modern bitter custody dispute, a lengthy battle costs you resources every single day until you literally defeat yourself. Section 3. Phase 2. Strategic movement. The mechanics of positioning. Now that we've laid the intellectual groundwork, how do you actually move and act in the world? Because a great plan falls apart super fast if you don't know how to execute it. Sun Tzu lays out a literal chain of cause and effect for building an unbeatable position. Step 1, measurement. Step 2, estimation. Step 3, calculation. And step 4, balancing the odds. You cannot skip to the end. It's exactly how a championship sprinter methodically analyzes their race data, calculates the gap between them and the competition, and optimizes their training before they ever even step foot on the track. This concept translates beautifully into the chess strategy of prophylaxis. Sun Tzu loves quiet victories. Prophylaxis is spending a move to improve your own position and close off your opponent's options before they can even launch an attack. It proves that the absolute best, most skillful wins are the unglamorous, everyday moves that build up your own foundation and invisibly make your opponent's plans just collapse. I mean, nobody throws a parade for the heart attack that never happened because a person ate well for 30 years, right? Real skill is often completely invisible. When it is finally time to act, you have to avoid head-on collisions with a stronger opponent. Competing on a giant rival's strongest terms is a recipe for disaster. Instead, you exploit their gaps. You attack the specific areas they abandoned to become big. Imagine a slow, artisanal coffee shop opening right across the street from a massive Starbucks. If they try to compete on speed or price, they're going to lose instantly. But Starbucks had to sacrifice slow, obsessive brewing methods to get that big. By attacking that specific gap, the small shop wins. You find the spot they abandoned, and you attack exactly there.
And that brings us to one of his most fascinating psychological concepts, desperate ground. Sometimes the only way to get true forward momentum is to completely remove the exit door. Back in 1519, Hernán Cortés landed in Mexico and quietly had his own ships destroyed. By removing the option to retreat, he radically altered his army's psychology. He turned their fear into an unstoppable, unified commitment to survive. When there was no way back, you were forced to go forward.
Section 4. Phase 3. Clear perception. Reading the world and yourself.
You can prepare perfectly and move brilliantly, but all of that falls apart if you misread the situation around you. So whenever you enter a new environment, ask yourself, who is actually in charge? Whether it's an office or a family gathering, the person who looks like the boss, the one with the fancy title, is rarely the one people actually listen to. Finding the quiet aunt or the seasoned coworker that everyone actually defers to, that is the very first step in clear perception. Sun Tzu stresses that real truth comes from people, not just your own intuition. He maps out 5 types of spies: local, inward, converted, doomed, and surviving. We can easily translate these to modern life. If you're moving to a new city, you need a local spy, like a longtime resident, to give you the real feel of the neighborhood. If you're job hunting, you want an inward spy, maybe a disgruntled employee who can warn you that the company is secretly bleeding staff. You absolutely have to gather vital intelligence before you commit your time or money. But you also must perceive yourself clearly. Sun Tzu lists 5 critical flaws that destroy leaders from the inside out: recklessness, cowardice, a hot temper, oversensitive honor, and excessive concern for people. Look really closely at number 5. Excessive concern for people sounds like such a noble trait, but a manager who cares so much that they never enforce discipline or standards just creates a culture of comfort without performance. Seemingly noble traits, when they are unbalanced, will quietly destroy your team's accountability.
Section 5. The ultimate takeaway. Applying ancient wisdom today.
To summarize our key takeaways, we just need to look at the difference between the average person and the true strategist. The average person reacts emotionally. They fight first, they exhaust themselves, and their ego constantly gets in the way. But the Sun Tzu strategist secures their foundation first. They run the numbers, they adapt to the terrain like water flowing around a rock, and they only act when their perception is crystal clear. They just don't fight uphill battles. Which leaves us with this final, truly mind-bending thought. The truly excellent fighter wins so easily that nobody gives them credit. We are so conditioned to think that winning means this glorious, loud, exhausted victory over an opponent. But Sun Tzu teaches us that the ultimate victory in life is winning so seamlessly, so quietly, and with such immaculate preparation that no one even realizes a battle took place. So ask yourself, what exhausting battle are you fighting today that you could have won yesterday through quiet preparation? If you enjoyed this audiobook summary and want to discover more powerful ideas from great books, subscribe to BookPilot and stay tuned for more.